There is a quiet kind of tragedy that never makes a sound. It is not the sound of failure nor the noise of loss. It is the silence that comes when a man delays one more day, one more week, one more year, until time itself stops waiting. As Napoleon Hill once said, "You are the master of your fate, the captain of your soul." But what happens when a man lets time become his master instead? This is the story of Jack, an ordinary man who lived an ordinary life. And yet, hidden beneath his calm routine was a war he did not even know he was fighting. Jack lived in a small town, surrounded by rolling hills and slow mornings. He worked at a local workshop that repaired tools and clocks. The rhythmic ticking of the clocks filled the room every day, hundreds of small hearts beating around him. Each tick marked a second that would never return. But Jack did not think about that. He often leaned back in his chair, watching the dust dance in the afternoon light, and whispered to himself, "There is time. There is always time." He had dreams once. He wanted to open his own repair shop, maybe teach young people the art of fixing things. But every dream demanded effort, and every effort demanded change. And change, Jack thought, could always wait until tomorrow. So he waited. Days became months, months became years, and the sound of the clocks around him became nothing more than background noise. One cold evening, an old man entered the shop. His hands were thin, covered in lines like the map of a long life. He carried an old pocket watch, golden but worn. He placed it gently on the counter and said in a soft voice, "This watch stopped many years ago. I want you to fix it." Jack opened the watch. Its gears were stuck with rust and dust, its hands frozen at a single moment in time. He smiled and said, "It will take some work. Come back in a few days." The old man looked at him with eyes that seemed to see much more than the surface. He said quietly, "This watch stopped ticking the day its owner stopped trying." Jack looked up, puzzled. The old man continued, "Fix the watch, and maybe you will fix something inside yourself." Then he turned and left. Jack laughed to himself. Fix something inside myself? What nonsense, he thought. He placed the pocket watch on the workbench and forgot about it. Days passed, then weeks, and still the golden watch sat there, covered by the slow dust of neglect. Every time Jack looked at it, something inside him stirred, a faint discomfort he could not name. He told himself he would fix it later. There was always later. But life does not wait for later. One morning, the owner of the workshop retired and handed the place to a younger man. Jack lost his position. He told himself it was fine, he would find something else soon. But he did not move. Another day, he saw his childhood friend opening a beautiful new repair shop in town. That was Jack's dream, his idea, but it no longer belonged to him. He forced a smile and congratulated his friend, but deep inside he felt a quiet ache. Time was moving forward, and he was standing still. Then came the day that changed everything. Jack was cleaning his old workbench when his hand brushed against the golden pocket watch. It fell to the floor. A sharp crack filled the silence. He picked it up. The glass was broken and one of the hands had snapped. In that small, irreversible sound, something inside him finally woke up. He sat there for a long time, holding the broken watch, and for the first time in years, he saw what he had truly been doing. He had not been resting. He had been sleeping. He had been letting time decide his fate while pretending he still had control. The truth cut deep. He had been waiting for life to change, while life had been quietly leaving him behind. That night, Jack could not sleep. The ticking of the clocks in his house sounded louder than ever, each one whispering a truth he had tried to ignore. He got up, turned on the light, and began to clean his tools. The next morning, before the sun rose, he sat down and started to repair the broken watch. He polished each gear, replaced each spring, adjusted every screw. It was as if he was rebuilding himself piece by piece. The days turned into weeks. For the first time in years, Jack worked with discipline. He stopped saying, "tomorrow." He learned again how it felt to finish what he started. When the watch finally began to tick again, he smiled, not because of the sound, but because of what it meant. He had moved again. He had chosen action over delay. But life had changed around him. His friends had built families, careers, and dreams while he had been standing still. He could not go back and reclaim the lost years. All he could do was live the ones that remained, fully, consciously, and awake. He opened a small workshop of his own. It was simple, nothing grand, but every object he repaired carried a quiet message: do not wait. People came to him not only for repairs, but for advice. They said his eyes looked calm, as if he had learned something others had yet to understand. He never spoke of the old man or the golden watch, but sometimes he would smile and whisper, "Time forgives no one, but it rewards those who respect it." One autumn afternoon, a young boy entered the shop holding a broken clock. Jack repaired it carefully and handed it back to him. The boy looked at the shelves and asked, "Sir, why do you keep that broken watch there? It does not even work." Jack looked at the golden watch on the corner of the table, still cracked, its glass never replaced. He smiled softly and said, "Because it reminds me that some things are not meant to be fixed, only remembered." The boy nodded, though he did not understand. He thanked Jack and left. As the door closed, Jack sat down, listening to the quiet ticking of the many clocks around him. It was a sound he once ignored. Now it felt like the heartbeat of life itself. He leaned back and whispered, "I understand now, old man." The golden watch stayed still. It never ticked again, but in Jack's mind, it no longer needed to. Years later, when Jack's shop passed into new hands, the new owner found a note folded under the golden watch. It read, "Do not wait for the perfect moment. There is no such thing. Every moment you waste is a piece of your dream fading away. Fix your time, and life will start ticking again." Napoleon Hill once wrote that thought is the cause, reality is the effect. Jack learned this not from books but from silence, the silence between one tick and the next, because the truth is simple. Time is not the enemy. It is only the mirror that reflects how awake your spirit truly is. If you spend your life waiting, time will show you everything you could have been. If you spend your life acting, time will reveal everything you were meant to become. If this story touched something inside you, share it with someone who keeps saying someday. Because someday is not on any calendar. Someday is the place where dreams go to die. And today, right now, is where they begin to live.